this is Carol Mould, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Are you unsure of where your career is going? Well, by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea and clarity on how to figure this out and what to do next. For more advice and information on how to realize your potential and live your best life, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Tuesday. In my work as an organizational psychologist and a corporate trainer, many of my clients and students have used this method to gain clarity in their own careers. I'd like to introduce a concept called Ikigai. It's a Japanese term and made up of two words where Iki is life and Gai means worth. So there's no direct translation in English for this word, but the best way to think about it is your reason for getting up in the morning, or your why, as Simon Sinek would say. The concept of Ikigai is made up with 4 circles that intersect, and the 4 circles, we go around one at a time and we try and fill them in. Circle number 1 talks about what do we love to do, and this might sound like some advice that you might have heard before: follow your passion. This is really only just one of the circles though, and to complete the picture we need to do the other circles. Number 2 is to look at what does the world need. The third circle is what will people pay for if we need to earn our living doing this career. And then fourthly, we have a look at what are our skills, what are we good at. And it's in the intersection of all 4 of these circles that we find our career sweet spot, or our Ikigai. So let's go into circle 1 and have a look in a bit more detail at what do we love to do. For some people, this is a really easy question, and for others, it's a bit more difficult. You might have found that you've gone into a career that you kind of just ended up in accidentally, and you're not really loving what you do. To help you with ideas for this, think back to what did you love to do as a child? What can you remember that you really loved to do? Or perhaps your family members or friends from your childhood could tell you what they observed from you. You can also look at your career so far and think about which are the jobs or positions that you've had that you really enjoyed the most, and also which ones did you not enjoy, so that you can avoid those ones again. You can also think about the kind of environment that you like to work in. Do you prefer a more corporate sort of culture? Do you prefer a more startup or small business type of environment? That could play a role as well. And then also look for clues all around you. You can see in the background my bookshelf is filled with all sorts of books that align with my interests and my passions and what I love to do. What catches your eye when you go into a bookstore? Or if you sign on to Amazon and you go into the book section, what does Amazon think that you like based on your past browsing history? That can be quite interesting to have a look at. Also, what catches your eye if you're looking at news articles, or what comes up in your social media stream? And that can also just be based on what you are most drawn to, and artificial intelligence has been keeping an eye on you and seeing what your interests are, and you can get clues just from looking around you. Let's have a look at the second circle, which talks about what does the world need. Now, I happen to be recording this YouTube video in the time that we're in quarantine here in the UK, and many other countries are locked down or shelter in place, whatever your government is calling it, due to the current health situation in the world. So things do change, and what the world needs now might be quite different from what it needed a short time ago, and also what it might need in a year's time. So it's very important to do this exercise regularly, to take into account trends and changes and economic situations, and just keep your eye on what the world needs, and above all, be flexible and adaptable to what the world needs. I love a quote from Winston Churchill that says, "We make a living from what we get, but we make a life by what we give." And in this time, as in no other time, this is really key. And we need to just look around us and see what does the world need from us. And then we can think about how can we apply our skills to those needs. So we can get an idea of what the world needs by just looking around us, seeing what's up on job boards, what's in the news, what people are asking for, and just looking at trends around us. And as I say, being open and flexible and adaptable to apply our skills perhaps in new ways that we hadn't thought about applying them before. In the third circle, we need to consider what we can get paid for and perhaps also how we get paid. So, are we looking for a permanent position or perhaps part time work? And nowadays, we live in what's being called the gig economy, where we might be paid for a piece of work at a time, such as writing a blog post. You might also want to decide if you'd like to start your own small business or become an entrepreneur. And also to think about if you like to work from home or if you prefer to work out of the home. At the moment, due to the current health circumstances, we're all just about working from home, and some of us would find that maybe we prefer to go out, or some of us perhaps are saying, "This is brilliant, I never want to work outside my home again." So use this time just to also think and reflect on what your preferences are, and that can help you to solidify what your future direction is. In the fourth circle, we need to look at what are we good at. And here, very simply, we could start with looking at what are our qualifications, our skills, and experience so far. But then we can look a bit beyond that and think about things that we might find relatively effortless that other people might struggle with a bit. What do people naturally come to us for and ask us questions about because they think that we're good at that thing? Here, we also need to think about how future proof are the skills that we're thinking about, and do we need to improve our skills or upskill, transfer our skills to something slightly different that would be of more use to the world if we were to improve in that direction. Right, so the final step is to put together all four circles and see where they intersect. What are the commonalities? How can you draw together the things you love and are good at with what the world needs and what the world will pay you to do? And if you do that, that's your career sweet spot or your Ikigai. If you enjoyed this video and would like to explore these concepts in more detail with me, please come and watch my Skillshare class on the same topic. I'll put the details to the Skillshare link in the description below. And if you use the link that I give, you will get 2 free months premium access to not only my Skillshare class, but every other class on Skillshare as well. So definitely a lot of value if you follow that link. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and be sure to share with your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.